Marvel and DC writers hate the fans.
You don't know the power of the Nerd Way.
Welcome, everybody, to the Nerd Way. If you're new here and you enjoy comic books and sci fi and fantasy before the dark times, then welcome. You're home. If you're already a subscriber, welcome back. Glad to see you. I would like to talk about how Marvel and DC writers hate the fans. It's not a it's not something that's, a conspiracy. It's not something that, something you have to wonder about. The way these comic books are being written, they're being written in such a way that regular fans, people who actually love comic books, can't buy them. Because as soon as you start reading them, you realize they're filled with woke, social justice, agenda, garbage that nobody wants to read. It's unreadable. If you're going to buy these comic books, the only reason you're doing it is so you can save them. So if your heat goes out in the winter, you have something to burn. Like this. This right here. This is why we can't have nice things. If you need it, I'll make it a little bigger on the screen. I'll make it a little. Here you go. This is it. See, you can shoot Joker in the face, but it's much harder to shoot issues like homophobia and systemic racism. Who writes this stuff? This is the worst kind of garbage. Thank you, Stephanie Phillips, for writing this. So now I know if I ever see your name attached to anything, I know to avoid it. I haven't been following current comics for quite some time. The closest I follow is I watch other YouTube channels that critique new comics that come out. And I say to them, again, God bless you. You are doing God's work. You are taking the hit so we don't have to. You're dealing with the pain of having to read these god-awful comics so the regular fan doesn't have to. Now, when there is a good comic and they show it, that's great. I'm still not going to buy it. Not going to buy it. I have way too many back issues that I need to collect to fill holes in my collection that I'll spend the rest of my life in a back issue in the 90s and the 80s and the 70s and the 60s. I'll be spending more money than I can ever imagine filling back issues than spending my good hard-earned money on this. Garbage. Yeah. I can't believe. Well, no, I'm sorry. I guess I can believe, with the way things are going, that this would be out there in a Harley Quinn comic. Again, and Harley Quinn was great. She used to be a great character. And then they decided to sexualize her and turn her into this whatever she is now. It's sad. It makes me weep. As a writer, I look at these things and I think to myself, no one talks like this. No one would in good conscience write this down on a script, hand it in, and have their editor go, looks good. We're going to print that. I can't imagine. If you want good, Then you get stuff like this. That's good. That is superhero fiction distilled to its essence, its finest. It's good guy, bad guy, they're fighting, there's no agenda, there's nothing. It's good, honest superhero fiction the way you want it. But no pictures. This is an ungraphic novel. It's an ungraphic novel. There's no graphics. Stephanie Phillips hates the fans. Hates them. You know who else hates the fans? Cena Grace. I'll be honest. Like I said, I don't follow a lot of new comics. And up until today, I thought Cena Grace was a chick. Boy, was I wrong. Although, after looking at his Twitter account, maybe. Anyway, yeah. He has a new young adult book coming out. Has Clark Kent / Superman in Smallville. Now, if he's in Smallville, he's not Superman yet. He's only Superboy. And this young adult novel that's coming out, where Superman is what they have on the... Here you go. Here's the cover. Superman, they say. Who's he fighting? Is he fighting Lex Luthor? No. Is he fighting Brainiac? Nay. Is he fighting Parasite or some other villain that's come to Smallville to do harm? No. What's Superman fighting in this young adult novel? Online bullying. Yes, the Man of Steel is taking his fight to online bullies. This is why we can't have nice things. People like this. Cena Grace hates the fans. He hates you. Stephanie Phillips hates you. If they loved you, if they loved the characters that they wrote, if they actually wanted the fans to like what they wrote, if they actually cared about the fans, if they actually cared about the characters, they would not be doing this. They would not be putting in all these politics and agendas and propaganda to just screw with kids' heads. They would actually write good stories, but they can't. You know why they can't? Because they have no imagination. They have zero imagination. Zero imagination. They're hacks. They are comic book hacks who they must have photos of somebody so they can blackmail them to get this position they have. Because if they didn't, they'd be fired. It's mind-boggling the fact that these people are in comic books. Not just these two, but the people like them that are putting out comic books month after month. And Marvel and DC, they're losing. They're losing money. They're losing fans. Zaslav, the guy who runs DC now, the guy who runs Warner Brothers. I can only hope. I don't think he will, but we're going to pray that he walks into the DC office and just looks at every single one of those writers and just says, "You're all fired. Get out." That would be great. Do I think it's going to happen? No. Do I wish it would happen? Absolutely. But hey, what are you going to do? I'll tell you what you're going to do. You're going to find independent comic book creators. The Rippaverse. I mean, that guy's already got millions and thousands of hundreds of thousands of people, maybe 100,000, maybe tens of thousands of people clamoring to get his book. Go do that. Ethan Van Sciver. Go get Cyberfrog. That's great. Your boy Zach. He's got great books that you can go and get on the crowdfunding. Yeah, I'm going to do it again. My book, Deadlock. It's not a comic book. It's an ungraphic novel. No pictures. Lots of words. Lots of great words. Lots of awesome superhero words that you will love. It's a great read. I've had people knock that book out in a day because they loved it so much. Go find those people. Go find an independent comic creator who is putting his heart and soul into a comic book for the fans because they love the fans. They love the medium. They love what they do. They're not trying to push an agenda. They're not trying to push anything onto you except a good story, great art, and you should read it. You should absolutely read it. I've already done my part. I've put my money where my mouth is, and I've put money out to several different comic book creators in the crowdfunded area because I want good comics. I don't want these. I don't want Marvel and DC modern day comics because they're not good. These people need to be stopped. The only way they're going to stop them is if you stop buying the garbage. You vote with your wallet. If you want this stuff, if you want Marvel, if you want DC, if you want all that stuff, fine. Go out and buy it. I'm not telling you you can't buy these things. I'm not doing that. I'm not here to tell anybody they should or shouldn't do anything. I'm simply saying if you want a good story without any kind of an agenda, without any kind of propaganda put in there, go find a crowd-funded comic book and support that creator. That's all I'm saying. And there are other people like me who don't write comic books. We write regular books. We write novels. Who use the superhero fiction genre. There's plenty of us out there. You want to support any of us? Go look for us. I'm on Amazon. The link is down below if you want to check out my book. It's $10 for a paperback, $2.99 for a Kindle, and if you're on Kindle Unlimited, it's free. A free book. All for you. You can't lose that. That is a deal. So why deal with comic book creators that hate you? Marvel hates you. DC hates you. I'm not sugarcoating this. It's the fact that people still buy these books is sad. And I know I might get hate in the comments. Bring it. Comment below. Comment if you love Marvel and DC and you think these books are just the most fantastical things ever. Let me know in the comments. If you're with me and you think these comic books are just the worst thing, they're only good for kindling, let me know that too. I appreciate everyone watching. We are doing a great job at trying to bring up our subscriber count. I'm like 30 some shy of 200 subscribers. Yeah, I know that's not a whole lot when you look at some of these other big time guys, but for me, that's big. I'm excited. And I'm excited for you when you do find these independent comic creators and you support them and you get that comic book and you open it up and you read a comic book that is nothing but great story. No agenda, no propaganda, no social justice, no preaching at you. Just, hey, here's a great superhero story. That's what we want. That's all we've ever wanted. So thank you guys. Click the like. Click the subscribe if I've earned it. Please share this with your friends so the algorithm knows that, more people can come see me. And I will see you in the next video.